Okay, we are live. We are live.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, mate.
It's Tuesday. Let's have a little dance for a couple of minutes. I'm going to get my drink.
Lovely.
We love a good trier here, don't we, Andy? At Crypto Like a Pro, we love a good trier.
Absolutely.
Right, let's get down to business.
What's happening, everyone?
We are now live on Facebook. 15 of our tribe are live with us in the house. We got Connor Smith. How you doing, mate? Facebook user, if you're new to the show or new to the group, please click on the StreamYard link so that we can see your photo and your name, like Dominicus. Cool photo and your name. Nicholas, haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you, my friend. Con is in the house all the way from Australia. Perth, I believe. So it's quite late for you. Natalie Cholton, she went for it. I can tell she went for it, but it was that smiley face that cost you. You were cocky, weren't you, Natalie? You were getting cocky. Because the comment king prevails again. Come on, guys. Another week. Another week of Slavomir laughing at us all with his one good hand.
Oh, God. Do you know what? If Slavomir's not here one day, I'll be very concerned. We'll have to call someone to make sure he's okay. He's so consistent, mate.
Let's hope. Let's hope. So if you weren't here yesterday, we were like, because obviously we get to know you guys. Let's not do that again. So we like getting to know you guys. Obviously, it's more than just kind of us turning up. That's why we like to see you register on StreamYard. That's why we went for this software, so that we can see the name and we can see the photo. And it just feels like, instead of just Andy and I talking to each other, which can get a bit boring and tedious at times. I'm sure you'll agree, Boo Boo.
Very boring.
Not really. But we like to get to know you guys. You're part of our tribe. We're part of your tribe, and that's obviously what we're building here at the Crypto and FX Traders Club. So we get to know you guys, and obviously last week Slavomir said, "Yeah, I've got to go to hospital." So obviously we made a bit of a joke at his expense. Admittedly, that's part of the banter, that we all kind of take the piss out of each other, and we take the piss out of ourselves. But on a serious note, we were like, hopefully you're okay. And then yesterday he was like, yeah, I was at the hospital, but I've only got one good hand. So now the joke is that he's even beating all of you with his left hand. So we appreciate you guys who didn't tune in yesterday. That's the backstory for this. There's a few people that have been like, right, we're going to knock this guy off his perch, but you didn't.
No.
He prevails. The comment king is here for another week. You reign supreme, Slavomir. Congratulations. Right. So let's crack on.
King. He's the king. Are you sponsored by Heineken, mate? Are they sponsoring your Wi-Fi? Because it seems to be It's definitely improved, mate.
There's a whole long story behind that. And we've only got an hour. Let's put it that way. So put it this way, there's sometimes that the whole lifestyle of digital nomad and everything, it's nice to just have your creature comforts, to know what home you're in, to know your Wi-Fi, to know everything's all set up and secure. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? And you've jinxed it now as well.
Yeah, I have jinxed it, but let's see what happens.
Let's move on swiftly. So, guys, in all seriousness, obviously the crypto market, people are making a lot of money. Some people are losing a lot of money, especially if they don't know what they're doing and they're over leveraging themselves. People in the group have been calling it the dump part 3.
I reckon Sab started that one, definitely.
That's our group.
Yeah, that sounds like Sab would say.
The dump. So, talk us through the dump part trois, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, for when you're watching the markets and the way cryptos fall, it can be scary, especially if you're a beginner. And I know that when you're watching that, the obvious thing to do is you want to kind of just get out of everything, kind of just sell up. And then what happens is market comes down and then just corrects and goes up. So you have to accept with cryptocurrencies, you're going to get that kind of crazy volatility. But then when you look at the chart, if you weren't in front of your charts and you actually just look at it, it's just a normal pullback, but it falls faster than any other market I've ever seen. Like when it drops. And I think it's because, despite it being a $1 trillion market, the reality is that you've still got big whales within that can control the markets, especially if you're trading the alts, but even with Bitcoin. So it's very, very easy to kind of create that panic in people so that so the smart money can buy cheaper. That's really all it is. So the only way to be prepared for that is just to be prepared, like just to acknowledge that that's going to probably happen. Like in your mind, just say, well, that's likely to happen, and be ready for it. And this is the thing, for me, it's about being ready for it to actually take advantage of it rather than it be the other way around. The market taking advantage of you. It should be you taking advantage of the market. And that's, for me, that's what these kind of sell-offs give you. They give you prime buying opportunities. And they can be very low risk as well, because, if you're kind of using some of the techniques that we teach, you'll know really where the turning points are, and you'll know when something undervalued in that moment. So that's important to specify, guys, because when we're talking about trading, we're talking about in that moment, not talking about whether Bitcoin's going to be 500,000 in 5 years. We're talking about in that moment right there. Is there money to be made? There's lots of money to be made. Look at the bounces that we had, and they all went to key zones. Like literally, Ripple went to my zone, almost to the dot, and that was all pre-planned. So I didn't know if it was going to do that or not. Somebody asked me a question, about why I think Bitcoin might go to 40,000, for example. I don't know if it's going to go to 40,000. We don't know that, but all I do is just prepare for if it happens. So it's just the same with Ripple. I didn't know it was going to fall that low on this dump, but it did. So I was prepared for it, and that's it. So the word dump gets you, does it?
Guilty, Your Honor. Guilty as charged. Julie's put, thanks for tuning in. Dump show. That's not the name of the show, by the way. Just in case you're new here, but yeah, it is the dump show right now in the market. So yeah, that's what you've got. So they're your words of wisdom for right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to look. I always prefer to have. I want to be in position, because there'll be some you may not get pullbacks. So you don't want to kind of be completely flat and then miss everything. So I saw in our group, people that closed out some of their trades, like Aeon, for example, and it doubled, right? Who could have predicted that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have predicted that it's going to double in a day, but it did. But if you'd sold it, you just wouldn't have taken advantage of it. So what I like to do is I like to hedge my positions using Bitcoin at the moment, which basically means I will short Bitcoin or any other cryptos that I think are either overpriced or weak. And basically that gives me a hedge. So if the market corrects, I'm not going to have my whole portfolio going down because I'm going to be making money on my shorts. So I'm actually just basically your portfolio. You're just basically not completely. Hello? What happened?
You jinxed it, mate.
Is it you or me?
I hope it's you. Can someone who's watching,
Nah,
can you let us know? I think I've been here the whole time. It's been you this time.
Can't be me. It's frozen.
Nicholas is being honest. He's saying Nicholas is saying it's frozen on his end. Maybe there's something going on.
Maybe it's StreamYard.
Oh, wait, hang on a minute. If it freezes on you, everybody else is being like diplomatic and saying, oh, it's me, it's me. And these are words I never thought I would hear or read. Gavin is fine. It's so fine.
Yeah, maybe it's me today.
I don't think you mean it in that way, Kev.
Listen, mate, you got sponsorship from Heineken.
Mate, you know, maybe someone, Andy's available for a sponsorship too, just saying. No one's taken him up yet on his sponsorship package.
Yeah. Can they hear us now?
We can hear you, yeah. I, for one, would much rather that I froze because you're the guy with all the knowledge. We'd kind of be a bit stuffed if it was me that carries on going live. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll probably come up with a new name for the crypto dump or something like that. But yeah, so you were saying then before you cut out, mate.
Yeah, no, so I'm always looking, like, if I've got some doubts about the market, then I will hedge and I will take some shorts if I have to, rather than, and if I don't particularly like a crypto that I'm holding, I might lighten up on it. Or if I think it's overpriced, I might lighten up on it. But generally speaking, it's dangerous. Like if you believe in a project, if you get rid of it and then look to buy it later, the later could be double or triple later. And that's the problem with cryptos, because it only takes one thing. And one of the worst ones you want to short is Ripple. Or one of the worst ones you want to be out of is Ripple, because you saw how it went to 50, from 50 to 160 to $2. Now it's back to whatever, 140, 150. But at any moment, that one could be like $3, $4. So if you're out of it and you're thinking, oh, I'll buy it later is too late sometimes. So you have to be
here, sorry, mate. Who here can empathize with that story? Because I think pretty much everyone who's kind of getting in this, especially if we're not at Andy's level, and obviously he's doing what he can to kind of get us fast tracked as fast as he can. But I'll hold my hands up 100% that I've been through that situation where you're in one of your projects and you believe in it and you're like, well, I don't know, I don't want to take it out yet. And then you're like, it starts going down, it starts turning, and you're like, no, I believe in this project. And then before you know it, it's gone back. Your profits have just been eaten up, and now you're back at where you were. I mean, I'll put my hands up and say I've been through that maybe 1 or 2 times at least. Anybody that's on this course, I'd be interested, or even anybody that's just kind of investing in cryptos, that's the nature of the beast. Yet when you think, right, okay, well, I'm going to take this one out at a profit. And then like what you've just said, it then rips 3 or 4x and you're just like, good Lord, good Lordy, Lordy, Lord. And they're your crypto stripes, aren't they? Like, like in the military, you have to earn your stripes and all of these sorts of things. It's pretty much the nature of the beast as we're kind of progressing and navigating through that. That's my personal opinion. Let us know how you feel, guys, because I'm pretty sure it can't just be me that's experiencing that. But what a ride, and obviously Neil's tuning in on YouTube, which we are broadcasting live on YouTube and on Facebook. Gavin got that crypto money to pay for better Wi-Fi. Well, if that was true, then Andy should have the best Wi-Fi, and today his is the worst. So yeah, not sure that that's quite correct, but thank you for that anyway. That's my little speech done.
No, you carry on, mate. You've got the best Wi-Fi now, so.
Mate, I'll take it.
You carry on.
I will take it.
Let me interview you.
So look, we're coming up to 40 people live in the house. Loving that. Can you just give us, obviously, what would be great today is to just get one of your picks for the week, like a trade setup of the week, like we do on FX. There's no reason why we can't do that now. And obviously for the people that have signed up to the program, we've got lives and we've got masterclasses coming up in the next couple of weeks with Andy. So that's all good. You're all in. That's all sorted out. So for now, we're just going to have a bit of banter and a bit of fun. But I think it will be good to kind of just get your opinion on Bitcoin and what's going on with Bitcoin this week. So if you don't mind, would you be all right? As long as your Wi-Fi can take it, that of course. If you can just give us your synopsis on Bitcoin this week and what you think is going to happen with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing with Bitcoin at the moment, it's ranging. So I think we mentioned it last time. Let me have a quick look at the moment.
And also, whilst you're getting that up, I'm hearing a lot of people, because obviously Dogecoin has infected a lot of people's minds, but people are making money. And at the end of the day, what is the primary goal for doing this? You want to make some money, right? What's your take? Let's get this one out of the way whilst you're loading that up, because your internet's a bit slow. Give it a bit of a breather. Shiba Inu. What's your take if I say that to you or anyone else? Shiba Inu. What's your take on that?
What's Shiba Inu?
Andy. I thought you traded everything that moves, mate.
Oh, God, that. Yeah, some nonsense. Yeah.
Quite a lot of people are starting to talk about it. And it's interesting to me that when I start hearing that, it's like, wow, the last time I checked, Doge was at 76 cents, being predicted to kind of hit $1. Who knows? Obviously, like you said, but Shiba Inu, they're saying that could be the next one. At the moment, I don't even think it's a cent the last time I looked. But they're predicting that, and if enough people are talking about it and enough people jump on the crypto gravy train, presumably there could be another money-making opportunity. So I just wondered if you've kind of come across it yet and what your thoughts would be on that. Because it's in the DeFi space, so at least it's got some sort of function this time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about that, to be honest, if I'm being honest, but I think the most important thing for me is that if I'm trading something, you can trade anything to make money. If I'm buying something for the long term, then for me to hold it and for me to sort of not have a weak hand with it when things go the other way, I need to really believe and understand in the project and where it fits in. And I think that's the problem as well. It's like, yes, you can put small amounts of money into little projects that might work out for you. But it's a little bit like winning the lottery, isn't it? So there's so many that you literally could be putting, you could say, oh, I'll put £100 there, £100 here, £100 there, and there's another one, there's another one, there's another one.
It's a good strategy, mate. That's a good strategy.
Well, if you keep playing the lottery, like one day you might win. But it's, yeah, and this is a little bit different because sometimes there's projects that are literally mean nothing or are nothing, but there's enough interest or there's enough people promoting it that it can go up and you can make some money. But personally, that's not how I want to make returns. I want to get involved in cryptos that I think, are going to change the world, that are going to have an impact. And, and even for trading, I'd rather trade the stable coins rather than trading, the Mickey Mouse ones, if I'm being honest. Like, when I say the stable, I just mean like ones that are, say, in the top 100 market cap. Like, below that, I don't really see the point in trading them. I think, if you find a gem and you can invest in it, absolutely. Like, I've invested in ones that are lower than that top 100, but they're riskier. So the smaller the coin, the riskier it is. So are you going to put serious money into it? Probably not. You shouldn't do, probably. Maybe just put a small amount of money into something that could grow. But really, if you don't have any idea what the project's about and you don't see the merits of it, then you're just gambling, in my opinion. So that's why, if I'm honest, like, wherever Doge goes, I don't really care, because unless I see value in it, I wouldn't necessarily trade it. I wouldn't invest in it, let's say, but possibly I'd trade it. Like, take advantage of the movement.
Yeah.
Because as it goes down, people want to buy it. So, you could definitely make good money from it. And it's now one of the top market cap coins, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy. But it annoys me a little bit, because I really believe in this space. Like, I really believe in cryptos, and things like that, I think, devalue cryptos, in my opinion.
Well, or it's just a misdirection, and it's meant to make things not as potentially threatening to the status quo, shall we say. The more things like this that are kind of trading high, it does dent the credibility for sure. And when you've got kind of big whales like Elon Musk tweeting about it, and Mark Cuban and people like that, whose agenda are they really serving?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's the interesting, and that's one of the things that I love about cryptos, is you can go really deep into a lot of these things. But Katerina's tuned in. Good to have you with us. Shiba Inu was listed on Binance yesterday. That's a good fact to share with you. So
yeah, I mean, the thing with exchanges is that they will list anything that people are interested in, and they know that people will trade. So it doesn't really reflect on the fact whether it's a good coin or not. It's more a case of, it's now easier for new money to go into it. That's the advantage. And they know people will generally get involved. So it will probably go up by being listed on Binance, because most people are trading on Binance.
Fair enough. And that makes sense. It's the biggest platform for cryptos in the world right now, isn't it? So
it is. I don't know if it's the best, but it's definitely the biggest.
Yeah. You need a degree in astrophysics to play some trades sometimes.
It's the most common thing I get asked all the time, like, about Binance. It's like the most unuser-friendly platform I've ever come across.
Unbelievable. If anybody's watching out there that wants to start a crypto brokerage, if you can get a straightforward broker and you can place trades, I think you'll take them out of the market in a couple of years, because it's just ridiculous how big they've got, and with their usability and their interface and their AI is just, or their interface system is just not spot on at all for the level and magnitude of the company, right? In my opinion. Yeah.
But you kind of you choose an exchange really for the safety aspects as well. So, obviously it's already a risky area, so you just want to go with the biggest, the one that's less likely to fail. Take Cryptopia, as I said, I had some money over there. So technically I am invested in Dogecoin, technically still. Apparently I will be getting it back at some point. That's what I've been told.
When it goes back down to 5 cents, right?
Yeah, basically when it goes back to 5 cents, I'll give it back to me. But who knows? It might be $100 by then.
Wow. I mean, yeah, people are saying that it's going to level out. If it does, it will level out at $1. But it's just funny to see how I think Con's comment. It undermines your beliefs. And obviously what you believe in it and what the media and the social narrative is of something like that. It's interesting how social conditioning works, and it still works very strong in 2021. Whether it's going to be that way by the end of the year and into next year, who knows? But there's a lot of great projects, and you've hit the nail on the head again, mate, to be fair. What are the projects that you believe in? And it doesn't even have to be what Andy says or what anybody else says in the group or wherever else you're listening to. What are the projects that you believe in that you can see actually making a difference in this world? And when you look at it like that, I mean, I was so overwhelmed at the beginning. It's like, oh, I want to try and get in everything. Alerts going off 24/7. And then it's like, hang on a minute. Which are the projects that you believe in? Which are the ones that I personally resonate with? Which are the ones, and you obviously go into that in more detail, but it's like you say, the market cap, the teams, and a few other bits and pieces to kind of really put together and try and build a picture out from it.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to differentiate trading with investing. So when you're trading, what I would recommend is find 2 or 3 cryptos that you like the movement of, that you can predict. People choose their own favorites and mostly trade those. That's what I mostly do. So I don't trade too many. Like I will just trade 2 or 3 cryptos in one go at a time that I'd monitor, put all my alerts in, and then just trade the movement. When I'm investing, it's a different head. So I'm just literally saying, well, I don't know where the low is. I'm going to try and get a nice price, but if it goes lower, it's fine. Because ultimately you're buying for the long term and you believe in the project. So you have to differentiate the two. That's why it's great to have both. So with trading, we can just keep making money, like short, long, whatever, just catch the movements. And there's so many movements in crypto, so easy to make money. Especially with the advanced tools that our students are using. You can really, really make really great returns as a day trader. As long as you can control your emotions, that's the key. But obviously people are, I'm seeing that in our group, and it's kind of surprised me, if I'm honest with you, Gavin, like how well people are doing. Not because I didn't think they would do well, but I think like people can panic, especially when they start to see the crazy moves down. But I'm not seeing that in our group. Like, yes, I'm sure there's some sort of like fear when you see it going down, but I'm kind of seeing people like beginners posting like, this is a great opportunity to buy. And I'm like, wow, this is very advanced thinking. And I think it's the environment. I think the more you are in that environment of other people that are thinking that way, the more you become that way. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. And it's really, really important that when like what we say to ourselves and what we think is so, so important. Like when you see the market going down, crashing down, everyone's like panicking and you're thinking opportunity. Where's my money? Let me find my zones. I'm going to buy it. I'm not fearing this market. And you get in, not when it corrects and it's halfway up, because by then it's too late. Like you get in, you don't panic, you keep your mind sane, and you're like, this is going to turn. Look at it's oversold. It's in my zone. Like just be objective. Look at what you're seeing in front of you and take the trade. Be brave. And that's how you make money. Like if you wait for the corrections, the corrections happened. Now you're buying at the top price again. So if you get another dump
number 4 in one day,
you're like, oh man, I bought it at 1.5. It's now 1.4, 1.3. And you're stressing because you're losing money. And you just bought the top. So it's really important that you're well planned and you have to be brave. You have to follow the plan. Like, don't panic when you see it, falling.
So I I'm guessing this must be a new member to the group. If you're not registered, please click on the StreamYard link and register so that we can see your name and your face. I'm trying not to burp out loud, but obviously I've just told you that and it's kind of ruined the effect. But you can kind of tell either that I'm kind of vomiting in my mouth or I'm just trying to hold in a burp. So
I think the Heineken sponsorship has gone to your head, mate. You just feel like you can just burp on the show freely now.
Mate, it's 3 years, no alcohol, over 3 years of no alcohol. So maybe even just the T-shirt is enough to kind of get me a bit tiddly.
Yeah.
In the club,
it's watching beer, mate.
Hey ho, mate. Anyway, so back to the question. It's a professional show, mate. Come on. Is it better to keep them for long term, or is it better to close when you have a profit and then buy again when they go down? So maybe you also tuned in late because we kind of did touch on that. There, it can go both ways. But do you just want to give like a top line of when would be the time to take out and when would be the time to hold? Is it that simple that you can do that, or is it that there's a few factors that kind of come into this?
Look, if you are, let's say you're a complete beginner, you don't have much knowledge and you are busy and you're working, the best thing to do is to find a bunch of good projects, look for a decent price and buy them and hold them and store them. Simple as that. Don't do anything else. That will make you money in the long term if you do that. And you just hold them and store them and forget about them. Now, if you want to get extremely good returns, now, for example, I've done 9x since January. So 900% basically. Now, if you want to get those kind of results, and we've seen other students do some, similar 8x, 5x, 6x. If you want to get those kind of results, you have to be more involved, in my opinion, because portfolio management, that's a really important term. You have to manage your portfolio. So if, for example, your crypto that you're in has moved up to its most likely retracement point, well, and then you have another crypto that is building up energy and is ready to explode higher, well, it might make sense now to take a little bit of money from the other one and put it into the other one that's ready to go. Because then what will happen is, if the other one continues to go higher, fine, okay, you make a little bit less. But the most likely probable situation is that you get a retracement or a consolidation if you've done your homework correct, and then the other one will go. So I had a good example of this in the presentation that we did a few weeks back, where I moved money from Cardano that wasn't doing anything into Ripple, and then Ripple basically tripled. And then I took some of that money out and put it back into Cardano. So I basically made about 36 grand out of thin air, literally out of thin air. Like, had I left it, I wouldn't have lost any money, but I wouldn't have made that extra money. So that adds to my return, right? That's now added to my return. So without that without that maneuver, my account would still be up, but that amount of money would be out. And then there's other examples of that. So, but here's the thing, for me, once you've kind of got to a certain account size or level, you may want to stop doing that. And also, if you don't want to be so active, you may want to stop doing that. Because you can make amazing returns if you buy the right cryptos just by doing nothing, just leaving them alone. And for a lot of people, that's what they need to do. But if you've got small amounts of money, like, I don't know, it just seems really logical to me, because I've got people that have sort of said to me, oh, I'm investing $1,000 and I've bought some Bitcoin. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, so yes, you'll make some money, but if you've invested $1,000 in Bitcoin, so Bitcoin right now is 55 grand. If it goes to 100 grand, you've made $1,000, right? If it goes to 500,000, which is crazy, which I think it will get to, by the way, in the next 3 to 5 years. But let's say it goes to 500,000, a crazy move. Your profit is 9-10 grand. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like on such a crazy move, you've just caught the biggest thing ever, like going up, and you've made 10 grand. Whereas if you do like what some of the students have done, trade it, be a bit more involved. Like Tony's a really good example. Took 500, made it into 4,000 by trading, by being active, by using all the little tools that we taught him. And that has allowed him to grow his account. And if he carries on doing that, his 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 grand, 20 grand, now he's going to have a pot to play with. And he can start to do more clever things.
Awesome. You just reminded me. So my friend's he bought this property and he's completely gutting it, putting new roof on, everything. He had a roofer come round and I saw him at the weekend, and he was saying this roofer, he bought, what was it? He bought 20, don't quote me on this, he bought 20 Bitcoin when they were like something like $700 each.
Yeah.
And he's not even cashing them out. He's just carrying on doing his roofing business. And he's not, like, his missus keeps saying, look, cash a few of them out. Let's pay the mortgage off. Let's, go on trips. And he's like, nope, I'm not cashing them out apparently until they at least hit 500,000.
Yeah, I mean, and it takes a lot of discipline to do that. To be quite honest, I mean, with such a crazy return, I'm not going to get into it now, but there's clever ways that he's probably not aware of that you can keep your Bitcoins and take money out. Ooh. But
that'll be for next week's show then.
No, that's a secret.
I like it. I'm gonna be hitting you up. I'm gonna be lighting your phone up later, boo boo. Not in the way that you guys are thinking, but obviously.
Oh wow, Tony.
To do with it. Yeah. So Tony's watching live.
Yes, Tony.
Well done, my friend. So started with $500, and he's
unbelievable, man.
7,000.
This guy
catching the Demi Meister. You are catching up the Demi Meister.
Better than me. I think we need to bring him on the show.
Well, he has. He's actually done. He's done 14.
Yeah, he's outperformed me.
Just like my wife on this today.
My friend
Tony, well done, mate. You are a great symbol of what can be done for sure. So congratulations on that.
And he's a top guy as well.
Keep sharing your successes. Yeah, he is total top guy. So Julie's got a question. Can I leave my job to trade crypto? Honest question. Well, I think, again, we've kind of touched that on this other question, but what would you say to that? Because that is an interesting point that maybe quite a few people are starting to think seriously. At what point could I actually do that? I guess it then comes back to your living costs and reverse engineering all of that stuff, right? But on a general scale, what would your advice be to that question?
So you need to have some funds. That's important. There's a difference.
Or get Tony to trade it for you. Maybe you
exactly.
Can.
Yeah. Exactly. Just give it to Tony. No, I mean, look. The thing is yes is the answer. You can. I think you can definitely do it. If you did it full time, you'd make a lot more money because you could take advantage of mini moves all day long. So if I sat in front of my screens all day, I'd definitely increase my returns. Definitely, 100%, because there's so many opportunities to day trade. So many, and you can just keep taking money out of the market pretty much at ease. However, you've got to give up your time, which at the moment I'm not really willing to give up. But if you're in a different phase and you're kind of like doing a 9-to-5 that you don't necessarily like, well, reverse engineer it. How much money do you need to make every month? And how much money have you got to start with? Now, the thing with cryptos is what I'd recommend is you have some savings. If you're going to leave your job and you really want to do this, I always advise prove it whilst you're in your job. Get at least your salary. Make your salary like whilst you're in your job. If you can do that for 3 months, leave. Have at least Ideally, 6 months of expenses in your bank account that you don't touch. Ideally. Anything less than that is a lot of pressure on you. So 6 months of expenses. So if it costs you $1,000 a month, like to just pay your basic costs, you need to have $6,000 in your bank. And then the rest goes into your trading account. For most people, $1,000's not enough, but I'm just talking about the bare minimum that you need to survive. If you've got families and you're the only income earner, or some people have got husbands, wives that provide. So in which case you could do it, sooner rather than later. But ideally, you don't want to have that stress. But I mean, speaking to you, Julie, since you asked the question, you've definitely got the ability to do this. You've just got to believe in yourself. But from what I've seen, you've got the right mindset, the right intuition for trading, the right energy for it. I think you're meant to do this, honestly. So I think you definitely can do it, but you have to believe in yourself. That's one of the things that maybe you need to work on.
That's awesome. And then invariably it was going to come up when you said it. I was waiting for the question to come in. You said about picking 2 to 3 coins that you kind of like rinse and repeat. What are your 2 to 3 coins? We've had some really good questions today, guys. So thank you for posting your questions in.
The big ones, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano are the ones that I mostly trade. I know them inside out. And it's ones that I follow all the time. So those are the 3 that I look at first and foremost. Also, it's because I'm interested in understanding all the intricacies of the big ones, because they do ultimately have an impact on the market. So I trade a lot. I invest in a lot of Ethereum coins. So ones that are actually trading, that are part of the Ethereum network. So I want to know what Ethereum's doing, like all the intricate details. So that's why I like to spend more time on them, so I get to know them really well. And so, yeah, I go for the big ones. I think there's less manipulation that way. And yeah, that's it really. But I am willing to trade others, but those are my 3 go-tos. And then I'll look at, some of the other coins as well.
Awesome. Okay, so let's mix it up. I know we were going to look at Bitcoin, but somehow it's quarter two already. It's crazy when we get in a flow and we just start talking about this, but it's great. The energy that you guys bring, everybody that's watching. So let's do something different, because obviously people are talking a lot about Cardano and where they think it's going to go before there's another dump. Can we jump on that one and get some of your feedback on Cardano?
Yeah, sure. I can bring that up. Let me do a screen share and see what I've got up. Okay. This is Bitcoin, so I thought we were going to do Bitcoin, but that's fine. So I'll just quickly mention this as well anyway, because
Sure.
So I took a short basically here, around that sort of 58,500 level, because I don't know if we break through here, then most likely we're probably going higher. But at the moment we're kind of ranging, and it's holding off levels. So I was kind of just using these angles, and I'm still open to the idea that this one. Where's the pullback there? Yeah, this is a 618 pullback there. So we've got A, B, with the way we do fibs, A, B, C, and then that takes us to D, D there. So if this goes down to here, right, there's no way that the whole market isn't going to correct. So we really are at a very, very critical point right now in Bitcoin. So you really want to keep an eye on this next movement. You can even just kind of see if we can channel this up a little bit. Hold on. Yeah, that's quite nice. So yeah, that's kind of the next support area around there. Next support area is about there. So you can see resistance, support, and then you've got this kind of channel here, so predicted channel support. So if Bitcoin drops, this is a natural area where buyers will probably come in again. So I think like what we need to do right now is we need to kind of clear this area and then we can go down, or we clear this area and then we potentially go up. So at the moment we're just stuck in this range, and that's just going to be something you need to be aware of. So when Bitcoin gets to here, for example, if it gets to here, if you've got some cash, you probably want to go buy some coins and then get the bounce back up. So I just wanted to mention Bitcoin.
No, that's great. That's really good for us to get a handle on that. Now, obviously, there's other coins that are ripping and stuff like that, and a lot of people are talking about ADA, which is the one that you're going to go to now, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, look, this has been in a range for quite a long time, and we were kind of wondering whether this would eventually break or not, or whether we were going to go, lower. Like, there was talk of like, this potentially was going to sort of go lower and then go higher. But obviously this is now broken through resistance. We can also see where the next level up is. So we'll add in our up fibs, which I think, hold on. I don't think they've drawn in correctly. No. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, we just hit an A. Yeah, so we've just done an A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Oops. One sec. Yeah, I mean the next obvious target is $2, but from a sort of fundamental point of view, I'm expecting this to go much higher towards $5 and $10. But we've just got to do it step by step. We can kind of have a look at the weekly chart. It might give us a bit of a clearer picture. So this is basically what the weekly chart looks like. Now, what people do when you're looking for kind of targets, you can use the fibs. That's definitely something we can do. The other thing that you can do is you can use chart patterns. So typically this looks like a flag, right? So you have the pole, and then you take the pole and you project it up, and that kind of gives you a baseline target. So that's around $2.80. And then the other way that people do it is they take this distance here and then project it up. But that you can kind of see is similar to this distance. So I'd say the next move up, you're looking at $2.80 to $3 would be my kind of target. You can also take the fib here and have a look at where the swing would take us if we took it from all the way down. So you've got a 1618 coming in at 2.39. And you've got the extension about 2.94. So I'd say between $2 and $3 is the next kind of move up. I would be very surprised if we didn't get some kind of reaction at $2. I think, when we speak about whether, something is likely to pull back, and therefore you could lighten up on your position. This is a good example of that. I've got some channel lines here that take us basically up to $2. So if you kind of see right now, so this is a channel line. Can you see how it just reacted there really, really nicely? So if we now break through here, then the natural place is around $2. And then I would use order flow here. And then it wouldn't surprise me if we actually pull back here. So you could get something like a move to $2. And let's say this is a possible scenario, guys. So you could get Cardano pushes up to 2. Bitcoin stays in its range. Bitcoin starts to go down, and then everything kind of goes with it. And then you get kind of this move back down to here, maybe back to your 150, which is your natural area of support then. And then we eventually break higher. So maybe we mess about for a bit and then eventually break higher. So if we got to $2 and Bitcoin was showing really strong signs of it going down, this is where you could lighten up your position and also hedge yourself by going short Bitcoin. And this is what I was talking about, managing your portfolio. Like if you can get out at 2 and buy back at 150, you want to do that. And let's say the other scenario, it goes up above $2. Well, okay, that's showing us that actually this isn't holding right now. Guess what? We'll just buy it back. We'll just buy it back. And then if it does dump, we get out. So if you want to be active, you'll make more money. Otherwise, you just leave it alone. So it goes up to 2, comes back to 1.5, does its thing, whatever it does, eventually goes up higher, $3, $4, $5, you've made money.
Boom.
So that's it. Yes. And a lot of scribbling there.
Mate, it actually scary that it makes sense, and hopefully it makes sense for you guys at home. We're coming to that time, guys. So look, it's been awesome to have you here with us. Obviously, a big hello to everybody that's catching the reruns. People have saying, damn, they're bummed they can't watch it live because they're at work. We totally understand, but you can watch it back anytime you want on the replay. So we'll post it up as an announcement, and then you can watch it in your own time. And yeah, guys, hopefully this has given you a lot of value and help the experience and the set points that only Andy can do really at the moment. So yeah, and obviously people like Tony are a classic case of that, and he's very humble as well, saying it's all because of you guys and the crypto family. So yeah, glad to be of service as a group, Tony, and you're the one that's doing all the work. So fantastic job on that. Rico saying thanks again for an informative show. So glad that you guys are getting value. Is there anything that you want to end the show with before we bounce?
No, I think I've said enough. Yeah, like if you can take, I think it's always good to end on a takeaway. The thing that you take action on the information that I'm giving you. So go and prepare for, any future pullbacks. Go and be prepared. Like, what if Bitcoin does go down? What if your holdings are going down? What if there's another dump part 4? Whatever it is. Like, be prepared and find your alert. Put your alerts in. Put your orders in. Don't think, it's not going to get there. And just be, when you see the market crashing down, your job is to stay calm and collected, not react. Don't react to the market. Don't be impulsive. Stay calm, collected. Look for the opportunity when others are freaking out. That's where the smart money is going in. Remember that. You need to be the smart money and buy when the prices are cheap. So you're literally getting in at the bottom rather than panicking that you're going to miss out. And that's it, guys.
Awesome words as usual, my friend. So we're going to bounce. Thank you for being here with us. We'll be back next Monday for the Pip Show at midday GMT, and then we'll be back next Tuesday for the Crypto Show. Okay, mate, well, have a great day. Have a great day to everybody that's watching, and thanks for tuning in. We will see you on the other side.
Bye-bye, everybody.
So, don't you hate it when you press the button and it doesn't work? Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Genti che passeranno, ove la ciao.